Welcome to Women Lead TV, brought to you by Connected Women of Influence. I'm Michelle Bergquist, your host today of Influential Women, and I'm so excited because I'm introducing one of our newest hosts to Women Lead TV, and that is the lovely Lynn Kiles. So Jamie, say hello to our audience and welcome as one of our new hosts. I'm so excited to have you on board.
Yeah, me too. Hey, everybody. I am super excited to continue to be a part of Connected Women of Influence, and awesome that I'm now part of the Women Lead TV lineup. So
You are. And I want to share a little bit about you with our audience. So, number one, you are a personal coach. You're the owner of Lynn Empowerment. And my gosh, as I've gotten to know you, you kick people in the rear to get done what they need to get done. But that's my words, not your words. So I'm really excited for our members just to know a little bit about you and your background. So share, your just corporate background, and now you're a personal coach, but make it so people understand who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. So I spent about, over 2 decades in the corporate training industry, working with, Fortune 500 companies, mostly in tech, and, really enjoyed that, loved it, but always wanted to go a little bit further with it, not only just teaching corporate skills, soft skills, leadership training, but, I saw especially a lot of women struggle to find their voice and individuality, in the workplace, in the corporate field. So I wanted to go a little further, and there's only so far you can go in corporate. So when I got the opportunity to leave that and make this passion a reality, I decided to go into writing a book. So I wrote my first book, which is Comforting Chaos, and told my story, shared my journey. Then I continued to use my corporate training skills and got my master's certification in professional and personal coaching, and just continue to work with even small businesses with training and development. And my passion is speaking and working one-on-one with women to just kind of get them going, help them achieve those personal and professional milestones. We work with anything from relationships to professional development, really anything my client wants to work with. And that is really my passion, is just working with women to achieve their dreams. It's great.
I love that. What's been interesting about getting to know you is that you also, man, you are like the Pied Piper of having the balance in your life. You know what I mean? I do want you to tell our viewers, like, you've done something where you've been very mobile for, like, is it 12 months? Have you been around for 6 months? Like, tell our viewers what you've been doing for the last few months, because every time I see you, I'm like, where are you at? What are you doing? And it's amazing. Everyone wants that, but tell everybody what you've been doing.
Yeah, so I've been on the road for about a year now. I travel full time. I pack up, go to a new place about every 2 weeks with my husband and my fur baby Buster. So we travel full time. We explore the country, and we live in an RV. We decided, this has always been a dream for my husband and I to travel full time. But when my daughter went off to college, I saw it as a new opportunity to pursue those dreams a little faster. Yeah. So that's what I decided to do. So I run my business from the road. My husband and I both work. Definitely some individual challenges depending on where you are. Right now we're at about 5,500 feet in the air. We're in the mountains, so it can be a little bit of a challenge, but hey, you roll with it and do the best you can. I'm living my dream. So that's all I can do.
I love it. And where are you right now? Did you say exactly where you are? You're in the mountains, but where are you at?
Yeah, we're in the high country. So it's considered the high country of North Carolina. So we have plans to move, out west a little further. We're going to go to Colorado. We're going to probably see Montana, Wyoming soon. We're also renovating our dream home. We fixer upper a mountain cottage. So yeah, we've got a lot of irons in the fire, per se, but we don't know any other way to live.
Yeah, and you need to have a little bit more like goals and things that you're trying to accomplish. But I do want our viewers to know that, because I think you're right. So many people would like to just go off, right? In fact, I do have a friend of mine that's doing that with his wife, and it's been an amazing journey to watch, kind of like Where's Waldo, where they are today. And it's like, oh, yeah, they're just all over. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm super jealous. So if anybody else cares, I care. So there you go. How's that?
Yeah, that's all that matters. As long as you're jealous, that's my goal.
There we go. I like, yeah, because I'm always jealous. I'm always jealous. I want our listeners and our viewers to kind of know more about your exciting new TV show. And I just want everybody to know it's called, what is it called again? It is called The Pivot Table. What the
Yes.
heck does that mean? Because I
You
love the
know,
title of it. Give us a
I
little idea.
it's a little play on words. I'm a wordy bird, so I like words, but
Wordy bird.
pivot tables are something we use in business to kind of make sense out of the chaos around us, right? And to tell us
Mhm.
where and when to change direction or if we even need to. So it's just a play on words. And what I'm doing with each guest is really inviting them to sit down at the literal pivot table with me and have an authentic, transparent, power packed conversation over a period of 20 minutes. And they're going to share their stories with us, and not just any stories. Each woman brings to the table something amazing. We all have amazing stories, but these women have not only overcome the obstacles and challenges in life, but used that as a moment to reassess, reevaluate, and ultimately reinvent and pivot in a different direction to ultimately lead them to live out their passion and live a life they never thought possible. So I'm extremely excited about it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I have to share with you, just full disclosure. I hate the
Yeah.
word pivot only because what all of us have been through in the last 3.5 years. And I'm like, I mean that respectfully. It doesn't sound like it, but it actually is. And
Oh,
I
I
think
get it.
it explains so much the pivot table. We're always adapting. Some people hate the word change, but I love what your story is about. And can you kind of describe the types of guests that you're thinking of bringing on? Like, what kind of women are we talking about? And will it be men too, or is it just women?
Yeah, so the women that I will be highlighting, it's a vast array of different backgrounds. I have a former college professor, PhD, who will be
Hmm.
coming on to share her amazing story. My first guest, her name is Amaryllis. I've known her for over a decade. These women are all part of my professional personal network, and they're dear friends of mine. But she is a contemporary artist based out of McKinney, Texas,
Oh,
and
wow.
her story is just amazing. She's a joy and a light to be around, and she uses her art to connect and comfort and just really help others. And it's amazing the way she uses her products are just unbelievable. And she's fairly new in living out this passion, as far as she's a new entrepreneur, and how she got to this place will just blow you away. So I can't
Very
wait to share the stories of these women. I plan to have a career coach on here who has an amazing story, former Sioux Talks
nice.
participant, Analia. So she has an amazing story as to how she is working with so many amazing companies. So
Mhm.
she wasn't planning. It's really the commonality between all of these women is they envisioned their life personally and professionally in a certain way, and it
Yeah.
did not turn out that way. It turned out to be even better, but they had to go through some stuff first. So it's extremely inspiring.
I love that you said, I like you said they've gone through some stuff. And I'm like, yes, that like stuff is a lot of stuff.
A
Let's
lot of
just
stuff
leave it
to
at.
unpack.
But I love that you brought up Analia because you'll have to talk to her because I want her to be doing a TV show. So she
Be
hasn't said
great.
yes yet. So I need a little influencer. Can you help me out with that? We'll get her together. We'll put the power and the influence on her and say, Analia, this is a must for you. So I think, yes, I think she'll be great. So
That should
what a
be awesome.
woman to have on your show series. I want to talk a little bit about your coaching because I think this really gets into who you are. I know we know you travel. We know you're on the
Yep.
road all the time, Miss Road
Yep.
Warrior. We never know where you're at. So that is just annoying to me, but I know you love it. So we'll go with that. But in your coaching, I know that you left corporate America and this is very near and dear to you, but
Yeah.
can you just kind of walk through or give us, not that you're going to tell who, but give us some scenarios of what does a personal coach do? Like, what are some of the things that you do to guide your clients through what their stuff is?
Yeah. So, I loved my career. Let me just put that out there in corporate America. I loved corporate training. I love the people working with teams to
Yeah.
improve performance. But when it comes to personal and professional coaching one on one, the client often comes in with an idea of what they need to work on, and you allow them the space to be able to explore. You ask the right questions, because if I'm doing my job, the majority of the talking is my client, 80% of the time. So I ask those questions. We explore. We look at, what is it that motivates this person? What is it that really is an obstacle? And it's not for me to tell them. Often people have the wrong idea about coaching. I don't tell you what it is you need to work on. We discover that together, and it's ultimately the client's decision. So with me, my passion is helping women live an authentic life. Owning their decisions, walking in their story, not being ashamed of the things that they have been through, what they've experienced, but ultimately using the resilience that has been built through those experiences to help them succeed personally and professionally.
Wow.
So and most women don't realize, and men too. I don't want to exclude the guys, but most women don't realize that your personal story, your life story, is your leadership story. It's who you are, and there are ways to use the things that you've been through in your personal life, in your professional life as well, to help you succeed. And that's my passion, is helping women use their story and
And
own it.
a question on that one, and I'm so sorry because I'm an interruptist, so it's like I'm like, wait. Like when you say that women share their story, I think that to me that's overwhelming to hear.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's so much. How do women, do they get frustrated with that? Do they find that difficult to share their story? Is that, or do you have this wonderful process that you help guide them through? Because I can't imagine just somebody saying, "Hey, Michelle, share your story." I'd be like, I don't know. I have so much. I have so much
Yeah, and
baggage. Oh, look at that. I have so much baggage.
yeah, well, and I know it's different aspects, right? You are the owner of what and how you share. So you don't have to be like me and just share everything, right? That was my calling. It's not everyone's calling.
Yeah.
Um, and it's not always about sharing the story, but it's about, a lot. As women, we have a lot of shame sometimes about the failures or the decisions we've made, or things that we thought we were going to be able to accomplish and we didn't, or didn't in the right way.
Wow.
And it's really all about, owning those parts of your story and using them and looking at them from a different perspective. So that's part of doing the work with the client too, for me, is helping them. We work moving forward as a coach, but also, homework for one of my clients might be, okay, I want you to look at what some of these things that you keep bringing up, and I want you to look at it from the perspective of, what did you learn, and how does it make you who you are? And it doesn't have to be your whole story you share, but what I hope to do with the show is, when I bring on these women, is it's the way that they highlight those things that often will bring, tragedy or shame or sadness. When they talk about that, they talk about what ultimately, how they became who they are, and it led them to their passion. So each woman and how she shares her story is an individual process, right? It can be just one aspect. It can be just helping one other person by being authentic enough to say, you know what, I've been in that situation before. This is what happened, and this is what I learned from it. Come talk to me if you want some help with that. And that's sharing your story. So many women aren't confident enough to even just do that, because they don't realize they have so much to offer.
Right.
So what I hope to do with this show, and what Connected Women of Influence is really great about doing, is locking arms with other women, and ultimately with our viewers, to just be a team of like, hey, you can help others just by sharing who you are and what you've done, what you've been through, what you've accomplished, and what you want to accomplish.
I just got buzzy on that one. I was like, I love that. Because, no, we all want to feel better. I mean, geez, I'm so almost tired of hearing everybody say how much we've been through, and I think all of us are like, literally, I know for me, I mean, upside down, inside out, I was
Yeah.
going this way. Now it's like, okay, I'm going to use the word that I hate, pivot, right? It's like 360 degrees. You're just like, what do we want in life? And what I also love about you is that you, like I said, keep the balance. But how do you kind of like do what you tell your clients to do? Like, how do you live your life? Because I've had conversations with you recently where it's like, you're like, look, I only want to take on so many clients. It's like, I'm very purposeful. This is you talking. I'm very purposeful about what I do when I do it. And I'm like, I'm super impressed, first of all. And I want to go, how do you do that? Because so many people give great advice, but then they don't kind of like, I feel like you're living it. Like, how do you do that? How, or maybe share some insight, for anybody watching, because it's like, a lot of people want that, and you're doing
Yeah.
it, which I'm very impressed with. So I'll say that.
Well, thank you. And I think it is all about that word you hate, pivoting. And pivoting is used a lot in sports too. You've got one foot that's grounded in a spot, in
Yeah.
sports. I think it's in basketball, which I'm not a basketball player, but I watch it sometimes,
Hail Mary in football, baby. That's all. That's all I
Right? Yeah,
got.
you got that one foot in. You've got that one foot that's grounding you, but you got this other one that allows you to kind of turn and make those changes. And I think that's what it's about. It's calculated risk, but being open to it's kind of like the art of accepting the unknown,
Yeah.
right? And
How do you do it? How do you do it? Because
I,
you're it's amazing to just hear you on the conversations we've had. At least I've
yeah.
dialed into that, but maybe I'm just weird. So we'll go with that.
Oh, stop. You are a little weird, but that's why I love you.
Oh, I am
You
weird.
know,
We'll go with that.
yeah, honestly, I think it for me, it has been all about living life as an adventure, right?
Mhm.
So I've made so many mistakes in my life, and I have, like a lot of people, I've made mistakes, but I work to master the art of not only being proud of my accomplishments, but the mistakes I've made and the reactions and the new direction that I took. Right. So
Yeah.
I try and remind myself because I have to fight the shame like everybody else and the imposter voice like everybody else that says, who do you think you are? And what do you think you're doing? Right.
Yeah.
So
That's the head trash.
oh, it is.
Yeah.
And as a coach, my life is my lab. So what I go through, what I live through, I document, I write it out, I think it out so that it's always about, my client and what they could get out of what I'm already going through. So I try and look at it. I don't know if that answers your question, but I try and
Yeah.
look at it as an adventure. And I'm very quick to snap back. If I've made a bad decision, I know that soaking in it is not the right way to go. Like, I made that bad decision, but how can I look at that as, okay, yeah, that wasn't the greatest decision, but now I know not to do that. Or now I know that this is a better way, or let me think of how I can handle this differently. So I think that's just kind of the way I live my life because of what I've been through. And I think all women can look at that, can look at their lives
Yeah.
like, okay, this was an adventure. These are the decisions I made. And let's go ahead and life moving forward is a new adventure. And I know not to go this route because it didn't work for me before. So let's try something different.
There you go. And you got that awesome little accent that goes with it. So we'll do that. Because I want to say, as you talk, I want to go, ifin, y'all. It's like all those things, it's like, I should have been from the South. Just saying. Should have.
Look, come on. We'll welcome you. Hey,
You're
the
making me
accent worked
fun,
for me
girl.
getting
All
my
right.
husband. So
All
it
right.
can be endearing. It can be endearing.
It can be endearing and not, you know what I mean? But I love it. I
Mhm.
love that about you. I know I've asked this on some of our member profiles, but and I mean this, again, I'm going to kind of put something out there that there's so many coaches out there. It's like,
Yeah.
what can our viewers know that sets you apart? I know the show is going to be incredible women that you're going to invite. It sounds like a great kind of like platform and purpose of what you're going to do. But when you look at you and other coaches, it's like, what sets you apart from other coaches? I'm just curious.
I think all coaches have something different to offer, right? And we have a great respect for one another. I work with lots of other coaches as well, but I also believe in what I do. I personally have a coach. I also have a therapist. So I can tell you right now that as a coach, you're not the master of all coaching. You're not the master, of all things. So I'm a lifelong learner. So I think the fact that I'm very transparent about that, I'm very transparent about who I am and my story, and it's on paper, it's on video, it's all over the internet. I have no problem sharing the things that I've been through personally and professionally, because I know that's gotten me where I am today. So I think
That's
that makes me very unique and different in that aspect, probably sometimes to a fault, but I'm willing to accept that because it makes me who I am.
Yeah, but I shy away from perfection. People that say everything's been rosy and wonderful. And I do want our viewers to know, where can people get your book? I know it's on Amazon, but share with everybody the title of the book again, because that
Yeah,
really does help people delve into who you are and what you're all about. And I love the word, chaos. So, because that is
right.
that's our lives. Yeah.
Yes. So the book is Comforting Chaos, my story of overcoming the normalization of abuse. It's a memoir, essentially. It goes into how my personal life and the decisions that I made, things that I've been through as a child, as an adult, affected my decisions in the way that I live my life, and ultimately affected my professional life as well, and held me back, and what it took to get me to really see myself clearly. What it took, the work that I did, the people in my life that helped me, and how I finally accepted that I need a community, that we all need community and connection. And that's really what the book is about. So you can find the book on Amazon. It is also an Audible, it's an iBooks, iTunes, all the places, all the things.
Yeah.
It's there. So
Just out
just,
there for everybody to know, but they should read the book. So, yeah, I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Last thing, like when you look a year out, like what do you hope in your show, will, I guess, accomplish? Like what's kind of the goal of your show again? I know you kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but this is kind of the wrap up. Like what are you thinking that the goal is going to make an impact with? How will that happen? Because I think it's a great idea for a show, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, my hope for the show is that it will just be something where you will listen to a woman share parts of her life and go, I can't believe I just heard that. I know that I think I had it tough, but wow, I'm not the only one. And if she can do it, guess what? I can
Woo.
do it. And I'm going to reach out. That's what I hope the show does, is ultimately impact and change lives, personally, professionally, because we're women. It's all the same. I don't care what you say. Personal and professional tends to melt into one another. It does.
It's a
So,
it's a
you
weave. It's
know,
a weave.
yeah, it's a weave, and so we talk about all of that on the show. So my hope is that it will continue to thrive and impact others. And hope is contagious. It really is. Hope and healing and transformation and inspiration. All that's contagious when women share and they connect. So that's what I hope for the show.
Awesome sauce. Okay, I love that. Now I'm going to ask you the power question for me, which is we're
Uh,
going to wrap up here. Like the time goes fast. People watch
isn't it?
2 minutes of it, but we've had some chat. So that's really cool on our streaming. I just want you to leave us with something, I don't know, uplifting, motivational, inspirational. I know you got it in you, and I'm sure the word pivot's going to be in there. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, you know what? I knew you were gonna throw something my way, but inspiration, honestly, I just want I want women to know that we need each other to connect. It is a
Hmm.
sisterhood, and to remain open, and open to connection and to feedback from others and to mentorship, sisterhood. It really is, and we can help each other accept the fact that our life story is our leadership story, right? Just walk in it, connect, inspire one another. So I don't know if that's uplifting enough for you,
I,
but
you know what
that's
I
what
said?
I'm feeling
Inspirational.
today.
It was inspirational. And you know what? And I appreciate the realness of that, because that's true. We do need to be a better sisterhood among each other as women. And it's like, it's a sad thing, right? That we still see women that hate each other, hate on each other. It's like, really,
Yeah.
ladies, grow up. I'm sorry. We're not going to swear on this show. So we're going to do that. But well
Why
done.
not?
I know. I can't wait for our members, and also our viewers as we build to be able to see your show on all of our social media networks, your social media network. So, Jamie, it's going to be an awesome show. I just want to say congratulations again, and it's going to be called the Pivot Table. I'm going to get used to that word again, and I'm going to be fine with it. So we'll do that.
Yes.
But we can't wait to see your first guest. So thanks for the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your